I've been sitting indoors all day waiting for the weather to be better than it is, but it's still raining and I want to go out for a walk. Now, the weather might be bad, but let's still talk about if you should move to Sweden. And I mean you, not somebody else, you. I'm not going to talk about what you need to go to Sweden, like do you need a person's number, do you need some other financial support or whatever. No, I'm talking to you as a person. What do you as a person need to move to Sweden? First off, are you ready for the weather? Yes. Coming from Holland, here in Sweden, it's a lot less rainy than it is in Holland. While that sounds pretty cool, it's pretty nice not to have rain. The other side of the coin is there's going to be a lot warmer summers and a lot colder winters. And the winters last a lot longer. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to sit indoors 5 to 6 months a year because it is cold and snowy and icy? That's something you have to be ready for. Not everybody can deal with the winters. Lots of people here in Sweden get a little bit of cabin fever or get sick during the winters because they don't see enough sunshine. People, for instance, invest in those types of sun lamps, lamps that mimic the sun that they then have in their house. So they get those vitamin B's and D's that you can only get from sunshine, and it will improve the mood. You're gonna have to learn the language. Yes, lots of Swedish people... Ooh, I got some rain on my lens, you see that? That's a bit better, I think. Now you can see me again. There we go. Okay, so yes, lots of the Swedish population does speak English. They're pretty good at it. But you're gonna have to learn Swedish. You will not get the same type of respect, the same type of help, or the same social connections if you don't learn Swedish. You also need it to get a job. Yes, you can get a job with just speaking English, but it's not going to be as easy. And since job hunting nowadays is difficult anyway, you're going to have to learn Swedish. Super important. I have met people that did find a way to live in Sweden without learning Swedish. But that is because they ended up in a community that doesn't speak Swedish. Like the entire community they live in is an English-talking or multilingual community. And that's basically the only way you can live in Sweden without learning the language. But the chances of that happening are very small. Anyway, so learn the language. So if you're not a person that wants to learn languages, might be difficult for you. Luckily, I found Swedish to be pretty easy to learn if you just give it some effort. The third thing, you gotta be ready for a little bit of loneliness. Yes, you need to be able to live by yourself or with whatever partner you have and just be able to deal with that. Swedish people are pretty difficult to become friends with. They are very respectful for privacy, their own and others. They don't just get new social contacts. It takes a while. My current job, for instance, right? I've been working there for 8 years. And only after 4 years of working there, I got 2 friends. 2. After 4 years of working there, I just got 2 friends. I mean, could reflect on me, but I've heard that that's normal in Sweden. People don't usually make friends that easy. Don't get me wrong, Swedish people are very friendly. They will be friendly to you almost always, but becoming friends with them is a different hurdle to get over. But once you got them as friends, they are very loyal friends. I'm just warning you, it's gonna take a long time. Some people move to Sweden and just don't get any friends. Like, it's gonna be even worse if you decide to live in nature away from the city, then you're just not around enough people to make friends. But apart from that, Swedish culture is just a very lonely culture. People don't mingle as much as they do in Holland. And you know, Swedish people, especially the more north you go, are kind of used to and known for being lonely. Now, a side effect of that is gonna be that you're gonna need to be self-sufficient. Try as much to take care of everything yourself. And don't be afraid of paperwork as well if you're gonna move here permanently. It's gonna be a lot of paperwork involved, and that's something you're gonna have to be able to deal with. Luckily, I had an awesome mother that took care of all that. Ever since I got my own house, there's a bunch of paperwork involved. Probably not as much as there was in Holland if you get your own house and move somewhere, but still a lot. If you are planning to live in an apartment or in the city, it's going to be pretty easy for you. It's not too much difficulties there. But if you are planning to do what I did and my parents did, and that is live in the countryside, live in nature, live in the middle of the forest, you're going to have to be able to renovate a little bit. Yes, there is no such thing as a ready to live in a house in the countryside in Sweden that is on sale. Almost every house that you buy in Sweden that's in the countryside needs renovations. Some official renovations and some quality of life renovations. What do I mean by that? Well, official renovations are, for example, recently we got a law change that meant that all the sewage systems for houses in Sweden needed to be upgraded to a certain standard. Lots of houses that are for sale on the countryside do not have this standard yet. So when you become the new owner of that house, you are then responsible to bring your sewage system up to that standard. That's not maybe a renovation you do yourself. You will hire a company for that. But quality of life things are like insulation in the house. Like lots of houses are not insulated that well, so you're probably gonna need to insulate it yourself. You're gonna have to deal with old electricity wiring in houses. You're gonna have to deal with old heating systems that might not work as well anymore. Rotted wood, all kinds of things. Lots of houses that are for sale in the Swedish countryside are so old and haven't been lived in for so long that they just need a lot of work. And you're gonna have to be ready to do that work. Now, some people think that when you move to Sweden, you're trading in a really stressful life from Holland or anywhere else in for an easy, nice life in Sweden. To some degrees that is true, but in other ways that is definitely not true. Living in Sweden is not easier. It's just that the challenges you'll face are maybe challenges that you'll like more than other people. It's just like there are people that enjoy living in the city and there are people that enjoy living in the countryside. It's just choose the challenges that fit you most. And the challenges that face me here in Sweden are challenges I like doing more than the challenges I faced back in Holland. So, like I said, it's not easier here in Sweden, it's just different. And maybe different in such a way that fits you. I know it's different in such a way that it fits me. Now, so all this sounds maybe a bit negative, it definitely is not. Like I just said, these are all challenges that fit me very well, which makes this a very positive thing for me. So if you are somebody that likes adventures, you like learning a new language, and you like the challenges that follow with moving to a different country, then yeah, come to Sweden. There are so many people I've talked to that have moved to Sweden, and some of them have moved back to Holland because they didn't like it here or couldn't make it here. And there are people that wouldn't move away from Sweden if you paid them. So I have no idea which category you will belong to, but it all depends on who you are as a person and how you will deal with the challenges that Sweden brings. And all I can say is do good research about what challenges you will face moving to the location of your wish, moving to the location that you want to move to. What is around there? Are there opportunities for you to learn the language? Are there job opportunities? And what will the environment look like you're moving to? I cannot stress it enough, do a lot of research, because we've seen the effects of not doing research. My parents have done a lot of research before they moved here together with me, but if you ask them today, they probably will answer you that they should have done more research. So, hey, thank you for watching this one. I am super wet, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! YouTube says you might enjoy this video. Go ahead and give it a try.